What is going on, guys? It's KOJOFOREX, aka GBP Emperor, aka Emperor of Blues. I'm back again on your screens. I know you guys miss me. We were out here in Dubai. My wife and I basically decided to relocate from Ghana, our home country, to change our environment. It is the opportunity that comes with being a successful trader. Now we're currently living on some high-rise building in Dubai. Check the views out. Beautiful, amazing views, right? The most interesting thing of all this is that we have the Burj Khalifa right across us, right across our balcony and our bedroom. We can just, enjoy the good lighting and views of the tallest building in the whole world, right? But that's not even the order of the day. What I want to show you guys today is some of my trade activities that I've been taking for the past 1 week, 2 weeks since we've been here, right? It's been amazing on the market so far, right? I've been sharing some of these entries with my community members and then my people in my KOJOFOREX Go strategy, right? So if you know anything about the KOJOFOREX Go strategy, you might as well be currently wondering what is it. It's like my private course, my online course on sales, right? Currently it's selling at $150. Formerly was $300, right? So in the Go strategy, you get all my inner circle details in terms of my knowledge and how I execute, and then my real final confirmations on the market. All of them is jump packed in the Go strategy, and I have a lot of people in that private community where we share ideas and then trade ideas, and I drop trades for them to take as well, right? Let me show you something, right? Let me show you something interesting. Last week, it was a trade on last week anyway. Right, last week we had something very interesting going on in the community. When I say community, I basically mean the goat community. Look at this, right? I woke up very early in the morning. I told them, guys, what are you looking at? I currently have my eyes tied on oil, right? And then that's how it began. Everybody shared their opinion, what they're looking at, what we want to take, and then in the course of the day, I sent the trades out, and this was how I played out. This was how 250 pips looks like on oil. We made incredible money. We made a lot of money that is going to now pay for these views, money that's going to let us enjoy the good life, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down those trade ideas, but we did take a loss anyway, right? So let me also factor in the fact that we did take a loss on GBPCHF. I'm going to re-emphasize, I'm going to break that down for you to kind of get the logic behind why I took the trade, and then the mistake that I realized, and why I'm not going to repeat such a mistake anymore, right? So first off, what do we do with? Do we talk about the profitable one first, or we talk about the lost one first? I'm asking you.
Me?
Yeah. Profit first, eh?
Yeah.
If you have a good news and a bad news, which one do you want to deliver first?
Bad.
Then let's talk about the loss first. So let's check this out, right? Let's check GBPCHF out. It's actually the trade that I took a loss on, right? So last week I was actually looking for opportunity on GBPCHF. You know me, anytime I'm trading, I kind of have a perspective of where the week began, right? So obviously this is exactly where GBP Swiss franc actually did begin, right? So here was when I was expecting a simple market structure play out, right? Which is like tap into this resistance level and then just drop like that, right? It was a simple, pretty straightforward setup, right? Obviously I know what to look out for in these regions here, right? So it was a simple, straightforward setup like this, and then let's see how the market did play out, right? So yeah, these candles came. I had the patience. I had so much going on within the day, so I was not actively even sitting by the chart watching for that final confirmations I was looking for. But anytime I'd come back, I'll come and see spike up, consolidate in the same region, and then I saw this spike here, right? Normally, when it comes to my key zones, I want to see some precisions in those zones. Precision means that with this level of resistance that I'm looking for this wick to actually tap exactly here. You can see that it did come very close, right? So more people would actually consider support resistance as a zone, right? But with me, I consider it in a precision point. That makes my strategy very different from the way other people trade as well. So you can see here that we're short of about 6 pips from hitting that zone, right? And it counts a lot. Look, the tiniest pip, even 2 pip, 1 pip counts a lot. We want that precision of it actually hitting that zone, but I didn't get that anyway. But so look at what happened, right? Now I didn't get that. Now I started assuming, right? I started assuming that, oh, maybe it's not every time that the market is supposed to tap into the zone, That's the complacency aspect that comes with, being a trader. Sometimes we try to massage our skills, we try to massage our logic in the market. Even though you've set up your strict rules, you try to just as far as you want to get a trade. And then I think that I was being more persuaded to do that because that particular week, which was just last week, I was not really finding any better opportunity on the market from Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or like sitting bored watching over and over, and I was not really getting any fine-tuned like opportunity that kind of details my trade entry. So when I saw this one, it came close to like the way I'd normally trade. So I'm like, okay, let me just start entertaining. And that was why like I was so pressed to kind of even enter this trade, even when it was not showing me things that I really needed to see, right? So come see, still consolidating. I started observing that, look, number one, I've showed you two red flags here, right? The red flag number one is what we have this zone here, right? So let me change the color of that zone so that we realize that indeed it's a red flag. Red flag number one, the market had not really tapped into this zone here. Red flag number two is that when it comes to candlestick anatomy, I've taught this several times in my YouTube and then in my Instagram live session. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at KOJOFOREX, and you're going to be learning some of my key details and secrets that I reveal on a daily basis on the market. So here, the wicks pointing out on the downside kind of show that what the last people that were really present in the market were the bulls, right? So it means that even though you're looking for a short here, there's likelihood that this candle can easily like, you know, push back up. That's like a secret details when it comes to candlestick anatomy that I'm revealing to you. So let's see what happened here. Lo and behold, we can see that what volatility pushed price right back up again, right? And then I was still watching. So here I had not really fall for the setup just yet, right? Here I had not really fall for the setup. I was like, okay, I swerved it. You could have taken me out here or just put me in a heavy drawdown, but I swerved it here. And then I was just like watching the market and then came back and see price drop back again. I'm like, okay, we may be making some progress. At this point, market had been consolidating for pretty much of a long time in this zone, right? And then there's something that I've said times without numbers that at any time at all the market is like literally failing to break a particular range for a long time, then there possibly could be like a resistance stopping it from moving. And then this is like a clear example where we see that about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? 10 4 about 40, right? 40 hours in the same zone. It's likelihood that the market does not really want to go up. So I was trying to entertain myself with that idea, right? Then we had this candle right here. So this was that candle that kind of pretty much convinced me, because you see here too, it almost came as if it was about to type something like it might as well not be, you know, perfect, right? And truth be told, like the market don't always present the most perfect scenario, like, you know, always clean like that. So sometimes, you know, it can do like this as if it's supposed to like touch the way I'm expecting, and it wouldn't actually touch and it will drop. So seeing that it had done that for 2 times, the first one being this spike here, the second one being this spike here, and then we having this type of a doji, right? I'm like, okay, maybe indecision, all the confirmations are clear, we might just go down like that, right? And that was the one that persuaded me finally in taking this trade short from here and then putting my stop loss here, right? So it was not quite scary of a stop loss. So this was just barely about 30 pips stop loss, and I was expecting to catch about anywhere between 100 pips first of a take profit, and then possibly come lower than that to 130, right? So this would have made the setup 1:3, 1:4, 4.2, which is very incredible in the market, right? If you're a trader that has a strategy that repeatedly gives you 1:4, 1:5, 1:3, bro, you're supposed to be profitable, right? So I was expecting this was my play out, right? And let's see how it ended. Sadly enough, it took me out, so it did not work, right? And then I came back to reanalyze my concept, right? Coming back to reanalyze my concept, then I realized that it was again the 2 things that I pointed out from the beginning of the session, right? Number one, I told you that what I was expecting the market to actually tap that zone, which it didn't do. And number 2 is that what all the time that I was convincing myself with the bearish confirmation, the bulls were actually telling me clearly that look, we are very present in the market. And how were they showing me that they were present? By the wicks at the bottom. And then I failed to listen to those logic, those cues, those signals, and then that's how come we took the loss. So I learned my lesson. It's not going to repeat again, right? So you can see that I've literally given you a detailed breakdown of how this thing works, right? So, you know, in trading, you always have to be conscious, right? Sometimes when we say if you make a loss, you got to learn from your lessons. This is the type of thing we're talking about. Most traders don't even understand when we say learn from your lessons. Like they think that, okay, learn from your lessons, what am I supposed to do? The trade just took me out now. I took the red. No. Have the patience, scrutinize your setup very well, think outside the box, and you're going to start making sense to you that indeed, if I had taken my time, if I had done this, or if I had not done this, then this would have perhaps ended up this way, right? So in fact, I should tell you that I was so convinced to get out of the trade. No, not even get out. I was so convinced not to pull the trigger on this trade. But because again, I'm saying that what lack of trading setups within the course of the week, then it persuaded me that look, you don't ignore all the red flags, and then let's just take it. You know, it's risk risk anyway, right? Trading is all about risk, right? If you don't take the risk, no risk, no Lambo. So, but it's not always the case, right? Unnecessary loss is not an excuse, right? So this is a particular scenario where I'll consider it literally as an unnecessary loss. I was not supposed to take this loss, but anyway, I took it anyway, right? But I was comforted. This is the amazing part, right? As much as the market keeps moving, one trade can literally let you lose money, but the next setup can easily put you in a profit. So I was comforted by US oil, right? So let me show you how US oil setup basically was looking like, right? US oil, this was the beginning of the week here though, right? So in the course of the week we had like some bearish push, 1 2 3 down, and then now observe that we're coming close to this resistance region, right? Then I started observing that we're going to actually make that perfect hit in that resistance zone, right? So I was watching, monitoring, and then boom, indeed we did hit that zone. This was my first interest in US oil. If you've known me for a while, I like trading oil a lot of times, and then more often than not, about 99.999, I hardly ever get it wrong, right? I almost always hit it on spot. So when I saw oil, I'm like, okay, I've taken like, you know, a hit on GBPCHF. I might as well recover and make extra more profit on oil, right? You know, if you're in Dubai, Habibi, oil money all the time, right? That's how we do it, right? You can't make a loss in trading from this view, right? You can't always just be taking an L trading from this view. So I was watching oil, I hit this level, and then boom, started observing my confirmation, observing my confirmations. I was looking for a bullish presence. I started seeing the first sign of a bullish presence, and then in the trading of this second candle right here was when I jumped in on this trade, right? So you can see that my entry was just in the midpoint of this one and this one, right? So it's a technique that I use to enter, that I show people that purchase my good strategy, right? So if you not purchase my good strategy, I'm giving you that ample invitation, right? So it's on Teachables. It's also in the community, right? KOJOFOREX. Go straight. So you can Google KOJOFOREX.teachables.com, right? KOJOFOREX.teachables.com, right? You can see that right there. Once you click that, it should take you to the good strategy. You can purchase it at $150, right? So I'm inviting you to come into the vote room, right? We call it the vote room, right? My students are almost always chatting among themselves, discussing about the market. Let me show you guys something. So you can see here, right? They're dropping videos, my previous video, they're dropping their entries, they're dropping their analysis. They're putting out questions, we're answering, we're chatting among ourselves. It's a pretty decent community. You really want to find yourself in here. You're never going to regret it. I can promise you that, right? You're going to love it in the good community, right? We call ourselves the vote room. Vote means that what we print money in that room, right? So here, like I said, I took that entry that I was expecting the market to come here anyway, right? Nonetheless, I knew that what, for anything at all, I'll be looking for my first take profit around this region here, right? We call it a part of least resistance setup. And let's look at how oil did play out, right? Boom, smashed into it, came back down, and then currently back up there. But we took our profit, major part of our profit when it hit that level. Precision count, precision to the T, right? So that was that trade that made about 250 pips. We recovered the loss on the GBPCHF and then made us, put us in a positive position in our balance or in our PNL, right? I hope you guys really learned a lot from this video. It's been entertaining, it's been lovely, it's been educative. If you did love this, smash the like button and then subscribe to this channel if you haven't done already. We're currently at 172 subscribers mark, which is incredible, right? It's insane that we're currently at 172,000 people subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all of you, but we're heading to 200k subscriber mark in the next couple of weeks or a month, right? So you want to be a part of that for me. Click in the link in the description if you have not done that to join the KOJOFOREX Telegram community, the biggest community and the only verified community in the whole of the trading space. The only verified trading community on Telegram in the whole of the trading space, no cap. We're currently running around 78,000 and something community members all across the globe. We have people from India, China, America, UK, Russia, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. Basically, it's a global community, so you want to find yourself in there as well. My Twitter is actively growing, insane, like it's mind-blowing. We're almost hitting 97,000 followers on Twitter, right? We're just a few followers away from hitting 100k followers on Twitter. Perhaps the most followed trader in the sub-Saharan region, the whole of Africa, the most followed trader on Twitter, right? It's KOJOFOREX. I don't know any other person. You can tell me. I'd like to see their content anyway, right? So you want to also be a part of that, right? Follow me on Twitter. I'm being active there as well. And then don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because Instagram is where I really like relate and then do random videos with you guys. Instagram live sessions, stuff like that. We're currently about 166,000 people on Instagram as well, right? I want to see you guys there and then engage with me, ask me your questions, like vibe, you know. I'm always open to you, you know. Anyway, if you did enjoy my content, again, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.